All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers? What the fuck buddies? What the fucking ears? What the fuck Americans? What's happening? What is happening, America? God damn it. What a relief that was yesterday. I'm surprised I get so choked up about it, but I do anyways. The ceremony, the pomp and circumstance, the orderly transition of power in the middle of 30,000 National Guardsmen. But look, it's done. New management is here. The conspiracy theories were wrong. Not only wrong, but it seems like some of the creators of some of the bigger conspiracies were basically like, we were just kidding. Huh? Pretty funny, right? We used your gullibility to break the world. You get it, right? Hilarious, right? The internet's amazing. It's awesome. All right, good luck. It's still going to fascinate me for the rest of time how so many people just couldn't wrap their brain around how one of the biggest assholes that's ever lived, publicly or privately, was unpopular enough to lose the presidential election. That a majority of people wanted new management, wanted stability, wanted the government to function again, wanted to be able to look at their neighbors again, to feel like they could believe in people again. I'll tell you, one of the dark gifts of this last 4 years is we know who we all are. I know who I am. I know who my neighbors are. I know who my parents are and friends of the family. We know who everybody, everything's on the table. All the garbage is floated to the top. And some of the cream. But what a celebration it was yesterday in terms of embracing diversity, embracing people of all types, and just bringing back some sort of stability, man. It's really stability and the belief that something will be taken care of in a reasonable way, in a righteous way, in a respectful way, and that the person at the helm is a guy who understands how to do the job, how to do the work, how it works. And he's a humble dude, that Biden. I'll tell you, that speech was one of the best inaugural speeches I've heard. And I felt like he held the weight of the world on his shoulders in a respectable and decent way. He's a guy with some real humility, some real wisdom. He's got age on his side, but, he's a humble guy with a deep heart and understands grief. And this fucking country is soaking in it. Soaking in fucking grief. He happens to be the right guy for the job at this time. Kamala was great. Everybody was great. I even got nostalgic and in an angry way, seeing like W waddle down those stairs, that recognizable waddle. It's interesting how well you get to know the people that you have the most resentment towards, especially public figures. When you're given the opportunity to hate somebody deeply every day, you really understand them. They really make a fucking scar in your brain. They're really up there forever. So are the people you love, but it's interesting the type of energy that is sort of regrooved and relit when you see somebody you haven't seen in a while who you resent deeply, maybe even righteously. But I thought the inauguration went great. I really do. The peaceful transition of power behind a wall of tens of thousands of National Guardsmen. Before I get too far into whatever I'm going to be doing, my guest today is Andy Zaltzman. I first met him in the UK back in 2007. He's a comedian. He just started up the podcast, The Bugle with John Oliver, which he still hosts, along with the news quiz on BBC Radio 4. He was a good guy. I was out of my mind with sadness and fucking chaos because I'd been left by my second wife, and I went to Scotland. Not a great time. But that's coming up. Folks, everyone wants to keep their home and family safe, whether it's from a break-in, a fire, flooding, or a medical emergency. Simply Safe Home Security delivers award-winning 24/7 protection. With Simply Safe, you don't just get an arsenal of cameras and sensors, you get the best professional monitors in the business. They've got your back day and night, ready to send emergency responders when you need them the most, straight to your door. And the thing we like most about Simply Safe is exactly what the name implies. It's simple. You can set up Simply Safe yourself in about 30 minutes. Then Simply Safe's professionals take over, monitoring your home around the clock and ready to send help the moment there's an alarm. Plus, there's no long-term contract, no hidden fees or installation costs. And right now, WTF listeners get a free home security camera when you purchase a Simply Safe system at simplysafe.com/WTF. You also get a 50-day risk-free trial, so there's nothing to lose. Visit simplysafe.com/WTF for your free security camera today. That's SIMPLI safe.com/WTF. Man, so it's relieving that we're not going to be kind of brutalized and terrorized on a daily basis by a autocratic pig of a person, by a mean, sociopathic leader, that we're not going to have to deal with that every morning waking up. Look, people love that guy. Assholes, a lot of them. Or just people who are so rich they don't give a fuck about people. But the truth of the matter is, he was an abusive piece of shit. And he was throwing that shit at us every day. And those of us who felt that deeply, and those of us who he terrorized daily, feel relieved because a majority of people are us. A big majority of people are the people that saw that guy for the asshole that he was all the way through and could not understand or believe why he was president, and then had to deal with that fear every day from day fucking one. Just being abused and terrorized by a guy who enjoyed it. He enjoyed being hated by people. He enjoyed any kind of attention he got. But he loved fucking making people hate him and making the people that didn't like him angry and scared. He created a tone for this country that was just horrible. The neediness of that evil fuck that we had to deal with for 4 years was debilitating, draining, dangerous, deadly. The lack of responsibility, debilitating, draining, deadly. And now that's over. We get a little relief. Look, man, I'm not saying that everything's okay or that the monsters are going to go away or that even things are resolved. Got big fucking problems. All I know is that one plague down, now we got to get rid of this other plague. So unless this is your first time listening, you probably know my deal with cats, right? Now, I've just got Buster here now, but for the entire run of this show, there have been cats in and out of my life. You've heard my ups and downs with cats, and I'm sure it's always pretty obvious that my priority was always keeping the cats healthy and safe. PetSmart associates also really love pets, and caring for them is a big part of why they work there. And as an essential retailer since the beginning of the pandemic, PetSmart has made it safe and easy for you to care for your pet too, online or in stores. At PetSmart, the health and safety of employees, pet parents, and pets are what's most important, which is why they require face coverings, support social distancing, installed plexiglass shields, and enhanced cleaning to follow CDC recommendations. If you're interested in contactless shopping, just order online at PetSmart.com or on the PetSmart app and enjoy easy curbside pickup or same-day delivery powered by DoorDash free through January 31st, 2021. You can get everything your pet needs right to your door and right when you need it. Check out PetSmart.com for more details. That's PetSmart.com. So now we move on, and it's no less scary. I want to get vaccinated. I want to get through this. I want people to bounce back. I'm not optimistic. I'm not even that hopeful necessarily. I'm just relieved, and I feel a little safer on a country level in terms of the possibility for stability, and that we're all not just reacting to or becoming symbiotic with a malignant, narcissistic autocrat who is able, through charisma and propaganda and repetition, to really brain fuck a lot of people into following him, but also into being terrified on a day-to-day basis of him and what he represented. So now with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, president and vice president, maybe we can stabilize this fucking undertaking, get everybody vaccinated, and try to rebuild a little bit. I don't know. I'm relieved today. I really am. Whew. So, Andy Zaltzman, he's in the UK, or he was a couple of weeks ago. This happened before the inauguration. As I said earlier, I met him back in 2007. He's got the podcast, The Bugle, and he's also on the news quiz on BBC Radio 4. And this is a nice conversation I had with Andy Zaltzman. What's up, pal?
Nice to see you. It's been a while.
It's been a very long time.
Yeah.
I saw the last time I saw you. Could it be the only time I saw you?
Well, we did stuff together in Edinburgh. That
right. It was a terrible
2006, was it? Yeah. It was a long time ago. Pre-podcasts, Mark, I think.
It was a terrible time for me, as I recall.
Yeah, it's not entirely my fault.
It had nothing to do with you.
Okay,
you were very nice.
All right.
You gave me a spot on your show. You were pleasant, but it was my first time at the festival, and I vowed never to go back there again. And I haven't.
You've kept that vow. It's good. There's very few vows in this world that people keep these days, Mark. So well done for having the courage to stick with that.
I just didn't understand the whole system. It's a system that you guys, live with over there and that you guys understand. For me, it was just embarrassing and horrendous. And it was desperate and sad. And I'd just gotten separated from my wife, and I was heartbroken, and I was on a double bill, and I didn't realize that was a shitty idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a certain sort of factors involved, and probably, immediately post-breakup is not the ideal time to do an Edinburgh Festival. Although people make award-winning shows out of breakups these days. It's something I've never quite managed to create in my personal life. But
are you still married?
I'm still married, yeah, which has really held back my creative side in a massive amount, sadly.
So the breakup show can still happen. There's always time.
Someday, yeah. Maybe we'll wait till the kids are left home, just for the...
There you go.
Yeah.
Then it's got an extra added edge. It's like, I can't believe I put up with it this long. So, but the whole Edinburgh process, I mean, you go back there every year, right?
Most years, obviously, 2020 was not a great year for Edinburgh for obvious reasons.
It's a bust for everybody. Yeah,
it was. So, one of my most profitable Edinburghs financially, I think. But
the year you didn't go, I was actually able to make money at home.
But yeah, so I went for the first time doing new act competitions in 1999. I did a four-handed show in 2000 that was it was pretty catastrophic, and I learned a lot about the art of negotiating silence and hostility, which is a key part of stand-up. And then I did my first solo show the following year in 2001.
But the other part of it you learned in Edinburgh is that the silence and hostility, but no one being there. I mean, the silence it's not because your jokes aren't going well. It's because you had to drag two people in off the street who don't know where they're going to sit there and validate your fucking job choice.
Well, it can be both of those things, Mark. It can be two people not laughing. So, you can combine them. But the first year I did a solo show that ended up going reasonably well within the context of a show that averaged about 14 people. The very first night, I had one ticket sale, and it later turned out that the person who bought the ticket was another comedian who I'd done a gig with a few months before. So,
being a good guy, it's helping you out.
So it was onwards and very, very slowly upwards.
But the whole process of it there, like I have some questions about Britain in general, because I always assume that you guys have it all together and that you're ultimately a better culture than us, and that somehow you think you're all smarter than we are.
Right.
And but I don't know if that's true or not. But I do. The system there is that ultimately, you have to build an audience at these festivals to make